and Mohammed talked about how governance is cool. Like for some of you, you may have been like, really? Governance is cool? Well, it is. And our good friend, the CEO of BlueYeti, Fred DeWorken, is going to talk to us all about that. When you think of when you're scaling AI, risk scales with it unless you get out in front of it. So Frederick's going to talk to us today and walk us through what proper enterprise grade governance really looks like. BlueYeti is one of our amazing partners that we've started to do quite a bit of work with recently. They presented, co-founder with Frederick presented at Domo just a couple of months ago, built an AI agent on the Domo platform, and we are excited to see what it is they've continued to do and what they're sharing with their clients. So with that, Frederick, thanks for coming. Thanks for all you're doing, and excited to hear you. Take it away.
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you so much. Juan and Mohammed are both great friends. Juan's on our advisory board, and I'm actually here in the Domo offices. You guys have such wonderful facilities, such a wonderful environment, and a fabulous culture that you've worked on. It shows, and I'm glad to be a part of that. And today we're going to talk about getting rid of the doom with Domo. So as Mark said, my name is Fred DeWorken. I am CEO of BlueYeti. We're a center of excellence focused on helping companies and individuals get the most out of modern data stack. You can learn more about our assessments and our offerings if you go to www.blueyeti.us. Today, we'll be exploring how to get rid of the doom of governing AI while transforming your business operations along the way. Let's start with a bit of context. Move fast and break things might have been very cool back in 2005 when everybody was talking about Facebook and what they were doing. But today, that approach can break trust. It breaks safety, and it certainly could break systems. In industries like insurance or PE portfolios or other high-stake decision environments, you simply cannot afford ungoverned velocity. So the real shift is this. It's not about moving fast. It's also about not moving slow. And when the constraints are speed versus accuracy, you want to move as fast as possible, but with confidence, with visibility, and with purpose. That means knowing who triggered what data drove a decision, and what the downstream effects of that decision are. What is required in this new era is thinking about agents as digital employees, but then providing those digital employees with role clarity, context, and instruction. None of that is possible if governance is just a checkbox at the end of a roadmap, or if it's just another layer of bureaucracy inside of an already bureaucratic arena. The reality is we've engineered systems that are now smarter than our policies, and they're going to continue to get smarter. Autonomous AI agents, whether scripted bots or adaptive machine learning routines, are making decisions without traditional oversight. There's no paper trail, there's no version control, there's no accountability. And when something goes wrong, when a model drifts, when a risk is miscalculated, when an insight is wrong, the question becomes, who do we hold accountable? Governance used to mean that IT had a checklist and compliance had a binder and people felt good. That's simply not going to cut it. Not in this world. Governance today needs to be built into the system from day one, not patched in afterwards. Meet the Domo Agent Catalyst, a solid foundation for governed, intelligent automation. Think of it like this. AI agents are like autonomous vehicles. They can drive themselves, like an 18-year-old, but they need lanes, speed limits, and navigation to make sure they're not steering into walls. Domo enables that with real-time compliance, auditability, access and privacy controls, lineage, data quality enforcement, discoverability, stewardship, and management. These are not guardrails that slow teams down. They're guardrails that let teams move even faster, with fewer meetings and more time spent in the flow, fewer manual checks, and fewer oh crap moments. Instead of building a workflow, worrying about governance separately and hoping it doesn't go rogue, the approach that we offer bakes safety into the core from the very beginning. Underpinning it all is Snowflake, the secure enterprise-grade elastic data backbone. As Frank Slootman coined it, the AI data cloud. Snowflake was built cloud native from the ground up. It supports zero copy cloning, time travel, micro-partitioning, extensibility, immutability, and a data marketplace built on their powerful data sharing capabilities. What that means for you and your organization is trust. Trust in the past, trust in the present, trust in the projected future states of your data. Trust that when your AI agents query a dataset, or an underwriter triggers a forecast, or an ops partner benchmarks KPIs, they're working from the same consistent truth. This is what we mean by continuous data protection. It's not just encryption at rest, it's integrity at motion and at the speed that your business requires. Even with all this tech, your human layer is still drowning. Look at this stat coming from a recent PricewaterhouseCoopers study on the workplace. 53% of workers feel completely overwhelmed. 53%. Fewer people are making more decisions, and the stakes are only getting higher. But why is that? Because the decisions are front-loaded, and because the loops between the time you press execute and the time the results come back in are much bigger. If something breaks, it's not a dashboard glitch. It's potentially a multi-million-dollar miss. So what do? We design systems that let people operate at their best, not ask them to work harder or faster. The answer isn't more dashboards. It's more intelligent defaults built right into their workflow and fewer places to fail. Let me walk you through how we're already making this work inside complex organizations. First, we bring Domo to the edge, right into the hands of the business units and users who need the information at the time that they need it. Then Snowflake anchors the data. It provides a reliable, governed, queryable database. No more shadow data, a true system of record. Add Cortex AI for intelligence, controlled, scalable models that can live inside of a governed environment, not in experimental playgrounds. Your data never leaves the secure zone of Domo and Snowflake. The result? Confident autonomy. Agents that act and act responsibly. Humans that supervise, not sit there and babysit processes and functions. It's governed by AI in action, and it allows you to move fast with confidence and trust. Let's bring this to life with a practical example of governed AI in action, not in theory, but in production. The app that Mark referred to is actually an app that we built with inside of Domo, and it connects directly to a client Snowflake environment. It automatically scans for expensive queries and inefficient processes, and then routes those through Snowflake's Cortex AI. The result? Cortex delivers optimization recommendations in real time. And because this happens inside the governed ecosystem of Snowflake plus Domo, those recommendations can be reviewed, validated, and implemented directly in the business workflow. Again, this is not a sandbox. It's not a science project. It's a secure, auditable, human-in-the-loop system where optimization doesn't just get suggested, it gets done. And all of it happens with transparency, accountability, and speed. That's the power of governed agentic workflows. Secure, business-aligned, immediately impactful. That's the difference between experimenting with AI and operationalizing it towards business value. Oh, by the way, we built this app in less than 2 weeks, and it's going to be soon available in the Domo app marketplace. Think of your unified governance framework as one umbrella, encompassing humans, agents, and data. It's not just about enforcement, it's about enablement. Sure, it's an automation-first design, but with auditability and traceability built in, it won't burden your users with unnecessary changes to their routines. Some of the KPIs that you'll now track, just as Coach said in the previous presentation, will be regarding the adoption and use of agents, along with outcomes. So it's time to give every model, every agent, and every decision maker the same clarity and accountability. That way, governance becomes embedded into the data-driven culture, a design pattern that is just as important as the Apple logo was and is to Macintosh computers, a true North Star to develop towards. I know you might be thinking, how do we make all this PowerPoint fairy dust into reality? To which I reply, start by documenting your analytical maturity so that you don't get ahead of your skis. Align your AI strategy to where your business is, not to where you wish it was. There's a great book that I recommend to executives trying to wrap their head around all of this, and it's called Your AI Survival Guide by Sol Rashidi. She provides an analytical maturity model that you can take through a survey. That readiness questionnaire and some of the guidelines on selecting use cases are solid gold. Really great resource. Then standardize agent onboarding. Make sure every new automation has a life cycle, from ideation to deployment to decommissioning. Third, evolve your governance as your workloads change. If you're scaling compute, scaling AI, or scaling users, your policies may need to scale with it. Actually, they really will need to scale with it. Fourth, partner for that scale. Don't DIY this. Work with platforms that are tried and true, like Snowflake and Domo. They've already solved the hard stuff and solved it securely. The build it yourself route has white elephant written all over it. Expensive white elephant, by the way. And if you need immediate help, you can contact us. We have an AI readiness assessment that can help you prioritize and organize your efforts around AI. Many of the world's tech leaders are calling this coming era an abundance era like no one has ever seen before. Others are warning of a cataclysmic crisis and imminent doom, famine, all that kind of stuff. Look, it's not about doom. It's about consequences. When governance fails, people get burned, decisions get questioned, trust evaporates, and organizations go backwards. When governance works, it fades into the background. It becomes the quiet engine that powers your autonomy and your ability to stay in the flow, not the red tape that slows you down. That's part of our mission at BlueYeti, to help you build systems that are fast, flexible, and focused on business value. So here's the choice we're faced with. Keep doing it the old way or govern at the speed of AI. Get rid of the doom or move forward with confidence. For more information about BlueYeti's AI Readiness Assessment or any of our other offerings, please reach out to set up a call. And if you'd like to take me up on the offer for Sol Rashidi's book, happy to send it to anybody who's interested. Thank you, Mark Booth and team. This has been a wonderful experience. I'm honored to be part of your AI Innovation Summit, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Frederick, thank you. Thank you so much. So many really important and relevant things to take away from that session. We are excited about the cool things that we're doing with BlueYeti and excited to see you down at Snowflake Summit in just a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Thanks, Fred. Thank you. Okay, everyone.